to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim. And I'm back with my jingling wife, Adrienne. She's jingling her bracelets over there.
That's right.
And welcome to another episode of the Dreaming of Disney podcast. Two parents, one household.
We're married to each other.
We're married to each other, in case you were wondering.
A couple with a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm. We love talking about Disneyland, going to Disneyland.
And Disney parks. We have ventured out a bit.
Just a little bit.
And
once.
Twice. No,
I'm racking my brain.
I'm going to let you think about this.
Okay, so Disney World.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. It was short, but a pretty big deal.
Legoland?
What? That has nothing to do with Disney.
I know.
This is not the dreaming of Legoland.
No, that would be a very short podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. So Disney World, Disneyland. What's the other Disney thing that we've done?
Well, I mean, this wasn't the main purpose of the trip, so maybe that's why.
Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
There it is.
And again, we were
Brain
only there
fart.
for half a day.
Yeah.
The main purpose was just Paris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We were only there for 4 days, so we only did half a day at Disneyland. Now we would definitely do more.
Oh, yeah. We would do multiple days.
I don't know, though. I don't know, because it had been my dream my entire life to go to Paris.
And maybe like a full day of like just Disneyland Paris to do like everything. Like,
but also at the time, if this was 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, it wasn't fully owned by Disney. So I think in the last, but right after we were there, it was again fully owned by Disney. So it has improved a lot in the last few years, where when we were there, things were kind of run down. It definitely didn't feel, there were parts of it that did not feel like a Disney park. It was odd.
It was odd.
I mean, there were just little things like light bulbs out and paint chipping, things you just don't really see that much. I'm not saying you could never see a light bulb out. I don't think I ever have, but they're very up on the maintenance and everything at the Disney parks, you know, and
especially Disneyland.
Yeah. And, and just things. But then what we have seen over the last few years, we're like, man, it looks like it's much more Disney than it was.
Yeah.
But also it hadn't been my dream to go to Disneyland Paris. It was my dream to go to Paris. And we only had, actually, I think we only had 3. Hang on.
It was a very quick trip.
It was quick because we had small children. One of them was only 2 years old. We weren't comfortable leaving them for too long, but we were like, do we not go ever? It was for our 10th anniversary, or do we at least go for a quick trip?
Yeah.
And we chose to at least get to do it once, even if it was short. I feel like we only had 3 full days. We would have had a full day because our flight ended up, we missed it. So we had to stay. But because there was like the day we did.
Well, the travel days is like you just count those out because it's such a long flight.
Right. But like days in France, we had that day where we did the Eiffel Tower and Disneyland Paris in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Then we did.
I think it was the Louvre and the riverboat.
That was on 2 separate days.
There was 2 separate days?
The second day we did. We called it Monty because our French accents were horrible.
Yeah.
The Montre. We did that and just had like a picnic in front of the Eiffel Tower. So we walked through all the shops and stuff. Right. And then later that night we did the
riverboat,
the river cruise,
dinner river
on the
river
Seine.
Cruise. Yeah.
And then the last day was the Louvre and that like cinematic walking tour.
That's right. That was cool.
And then the next day we just had like half a day. We like got some breakfast and then we like went to Notre Dame. Oh no. Anyways, but it was just a half a day. It ended up
Yeah.
being a full day because we didn't miss our flight, but long story. Anyways, we didn't get our flight for reasons that were dumb. But yeah, like I wish we would have had longer, but at the same time, I was like, I'm going to Paris for the first and possibly only time.
Yeah.
Like there was so much I wanted to do and still didn't even like.
Well, we went on our
Scratch.
10th anniversary.
We're going on our 20th.
We're on our 15th now. So let's plan maybe for our 20th, and we do
But
like
I also really
a
want to
week
go
and
to
a half.
Ireland. I really want to go to Ireland.
Let's do both. Let's do 2 weeks. We'll do 1 week in Ireland and another week in France.
Okay. You know what else I want to do?
Ireland,
I
UK.
know.
We'll do the whole area there.
For our 25th. Wait, when will our kids all be like old enough to leave for a long time? Probably our 30th. How old is Georgia? I don't know.
She's 2.5.
Okay, so by our 30th, she'll be like 17, almost an adult.
Oh my gosh.
So we do all the Disney parks. Because by then we'll be like
We'll be old and retired.
millionaires.
Oh yeah, of
old
course.
and retired. How old were we when we got married? How old do you think we are?
I don't know. We'll be in our 50s.
In 15 years?
Right?
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
15 years. Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll be in our 50s.
We're going to go, shut up. We're going to go to all.
We'll be looking
just
good
quiet.
in our 50s, though. I'll
Quiet,
tell you what.
shut. Well,
Not me. You will be.
okay.
This
will-
conversation really got off track.
Okay. I would like to go to all the Disney parks.
Yeah. Well, we can do that at Adventures by Disney.
Oh, yeah.
It's only like $100,000 per person.
Yeah,
That's
so
chump
we'll
change by
do
then.
that. No, but really, if you could pick one other Disney, okay, out of the 3 that are left for us,
Shanghai.
Shanghai, Hong Kong, or Tokyo.
Shanghai.
Now, okay, earlier I asked you because if you on Instagram we follow Make It Minnie. She makes jewelry and things. Really cute. Check her out on Instagram. She makes some really pretty things. She was asking like what park people would want to go to if they could go to one. And so I asked you, I thought that Shanghai was getting the Frozen land.
I think Shanghai is getting the
A
Tangled.
ride? Or is it a ride or a land? A
I think
ride.
it's a land.
Because I love Tangled.
I know.
Now,
I believe Hong Kong is, or is it Tokyo?
it was Shanghai.
Because so there's Tokyo Disney Land,
right. My
and
aunt
then
just went.
and they have Tokyo Sea, which is like
Yes.
their Disney. It's like their California Adventure.
Right. It's just like all nautical themed. Like
Yeah.
I thought it went from the name
Something
of it. I
is
thought
being
it was
built there. I wonder, is Frozen being built there?
There's so many people. Well, not so many people because I don't think so many people listen.
know.
But no offense to the new listeners. I love you all. But there are people that know this and are like, "Ah." Okay. Where they're building Arendelle.
All right. Frozen Land is Hong Kong Disneyland.
It is. That's getting Arendelle. Hong
So
Kong, okay.
Frozen Land is Hong Kong Disneyland, and then Tangled.
I want it to
Good
be in
old
the same
Google.
park.
Tangled. Can't spell Tangled. Tangled Land.
Is it a land or a ride? Is it a land? Oh my gosh.
So where did I say
It
that?
says Disneyland Paris is set to receive Tangled attraction. Tokyo
so
Sea will welcome an entire Tangled area.
Okay.
Tokyo Sea.
Frozen
Tokyo
Kingdom.
Disney Sea.
This is the official Disney Parks blog. So this is
Okay.
from October 27th, 2022. Tokyo Disney Resort announces names of 8th port inspired by Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan.
Ooh.
Frozen Kingdom set after the events of Frozen.
Okay, but there's one that's like building Arendelle.
That's Tokyo.
That is Tokyo.
So Tokyo and Hong Kong are getting it. Then it sounds like Rapunzel's Forest and Peter Pan's Neverland.
Oh, okay. I might want to go to Tokyo.
That would be pretty cool.
I love Peter Pan too.
I mean, they're all kind of in the same area. You got Shanghai, you got Hong Kong, you got Tokyo. It's all in Asia.
All right, let's hit them all.
But I didn't realize how far Hong Kong is from Shanghai. It's like 12 hour. If you were to drive, it's like 12 hours. So it's actually pretty far away.
Well, but that's not a super far flight then, because it's not like you could drive to the East Coast in 12 hours. It takes days. I've done it.
Being an American citizen, though, getting into China is kind of hard. So that would be difficult. At least I think it is. I don't know.
You don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just assuming. Anyways.
You're just assuming. It's really hard to go to Switzerland, you guys. We're very organized here at the Dreaming of Disney podcast.
We have it all together. Let me tell you what.
Sometimes we make notes, but usually we don't.
No, we usually don't make notes. That's for sure. How did we even get on this subject? I think we were talking about, we were talking about which Disney parks we've been to, talking about Paris.
Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah. This was a long tangent.
It was a really long tangent, which gets me to the topic of.
Yeah, just go with it.
This
just
podcast.
Do it.
We all have hot takes when it comes to Disney parks.
Now, is a hot take like a good tip, or is it what we are going to get into? Unpopular opinion.
It's more of an unpopular opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember way back when.
You're probably thinking of a hot tip. A hot tip is like a good tip.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking hot tip because I remember
is like you have an opinion that's contrary to the popular opinion.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking like a hot tip. Okay. All right.
So,
continue.
Hot takes.
Hot takes.
Everyone has them.
Sure.
And we thought it'd be fun to discuss them. So, a couple hours ago, when we figured out what this episode was going to be, hey, we're busy parents, all right? We got a lot of stuff going on.
This is our hobby.
Yeah. This is what we do for fun on a Sunday night. A couple hours ago, we put out the call to our Disney friends, like, hey, send us your unpopular Disney opinions. And it could be Disney Parks opinion, it could be Disney movies opinion, it could be a Marvel Cinematic Universe opinion.
So now I want to say real quick though, since it's only been a few hours, if you follow us on Instagram and you shared one, but we don't share it on this episode, it's probably because we recorded before because the story is going to be up till tomorrow late afternoon.
Yeah, Monday afternoon.
And we're recording Sunday night. So we should have done it last night, but we didn't.
No, we do. We do us.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want anyone to feel left out unless we get like tons, which we won't because it's us. But
we'll share these on our Instagram stories.
We'll share them.
Yeah.
We'll share them. If there's some that come in after we could, I guess, just delete the story too. But I want to hear others too. Yeah. So we'll share them on Instagram if we get them after we record. This is what I'm saying. Long way of saying that.
So we got a good result with people that responded. Now I'm going to protect these people's identity.
Oh, I was going to ask, are you going to say who said it? You're going to protect them?
I'm going to protect them. I don't, because sometimes
I'm not being protected when I'm going to say mine.
Well, I know because that's us, but I don't want Disney fans to come, attacking these people.
All right.
So I'm going to leave them anonymous.
Okay.
Unless if you hear that we use yours and you feel inclined to say, hey, that's me, go for it. You do you. So do we want to start with our own or do we want to start with our Instagram friends?
Let's start with the friends because then I highly doubt anyone's going to say mine. I don't know, maybe. then I don't want to repeat it.
Okay.
So,
All right. Let me pull these bad boys up. I just saw one that just came in.
ooh, nice.
That we agree with.
Oh, okay.
All right. Where'd they go? There it is. Okay. First off, Roger Rabbit is the worst ride.
It's not great.
It's up there for sure.
It's not my lead. Like, I would go on Roger Rabbit before I'd go on Nemo, the submarine, because I don't want to go in a coffin and see Nemo floating by. But yeah, no, I won't. I won't go on it again unless my kids really wanted to, and it was like a 5-minute wait.
And it never is. Like,
no, I would wait if it was under a half an hour, and the boys like really wanted to try it. Like I would.
Yeah, I guess
but
so.
it's like I'm not going to choose to go on that on my own time.
No.
Yeah.
Especially when like if Mickey and Minnie's has a 30-minute wait or a 45-minute wait.
Do it.
And Roger Rabbit also has a 30 or 45-minute wait.
Mickey and
Mickey and Minnie's because it's probably more like a 20-minute wait.
I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think every single time we've gone on Mickey and Minnie's, the wait time posted has been longer than what we've actually done.
Yeah.
Like the first time we did it, it had just opened. We had a group of 12.
Yeah.
And we had to get the virtual. They were still doing the virtual queue, so we didn't wait. Maybe that time was the longest.
We waited the longest.
That was the longest, and I think it was like, well, they didn't have posted wait times then. It was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
it was brand new, and the queue was new, and everybody was looking at stuff in the line and all that stuff.
But since then, we've had it posted 30, and we waited 15.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of times. Sometimes it's like way less than is posted. But now, don't get mad at me if you wait and it's longer. I mean, I don't control the ride.
I mean, there's been times when we went last time, and it said 30 minutes, and we waited 15 minutes. We came out, and the line was outside the building.
Yes, we did. Yeah. So who knows how long?
Yeah.
Yeah. But also what you said last time when we were walking through, because the last time, that 15 minutes was just us walking through the queue.
Yeah.
It was like 10 or 15 minutes. It was just us walking through the queue because it is long.
Yeah.
Which, if it's really, really hot there, not a bad queue to wait in because it's pretty much all indoors. But also it would slow down sometimes because the people in front were looking at the things in the queue because it's like a museum. So then once they started walking, then you're walking. It's not like you're stopped for very long.
Yeah.
At least it hasn't been like that for us since the virtual queue. The virtual queue, we'd be stopped for a while.
Yeah.
Since then, it has moved pretty quick for the times we've been on it. We've been on it several times.
For sure. All right.
Moving on.
Next one. Now, this one could upset some Disney World fans.
Oh, okay.
But this is coming from a Disneylander.
Okay.
Mickey pretzels are not good. They're bland and dry.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not a pretzel fan. I kind of have to agree. Pretzels are not my go-to. I like the crunchy sweetness of a churro. And pretzels do not taste like that.
Because Jack really likes them. And then Boston's wanted one a few times. I've shared with him. The ones I've had haven't been like dry and like super dry in my opinion. And usually I'm like pretty hungry and it's just like that. But I never crave it. Yeah. No, I don't. I hear the hype in Disney World for it, and I don't really understand it. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
Like I worked in a mall at the Disney store.
Yep.
And years and years ago. And there was Auntie Anne's pretzel. They had a cinnamon sugar pretzel that if I could scrounge up enough change, because I was super, super poor, I would get one. That was like a huge treat for me. That's a good pretzel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't like, if the boys didn't want one, I would never be like, ooh, I want to make you pretzel. Like, yeah, they're not that great. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Next one. Another Disney Worlder.
Oh, a Disney Worlder.
Well, this person is a Disney Worlder.
Okay.
And is also talking smack on Disney World.
Oh, okay. All right. I gotcha.
Magic Kingdom Space Mountain should be demolished. And Encanto is criminally overrated.
Oh. Okay. I can only agree on one.
Yes.
Because I've never seen Encanto.
I know we haven't either.
I started watching it once and didn't make it very far. So maybe I agree.
Yeah.
But so I can't speak to that one, but yeah. Yeah, it's, or, upgraded because it's not that great. Space Mountain.
You're talking about Space
Mountain. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
Make it like Disneyland's.
Yeah. It's like Matterhorn, but in the dark at Disney World.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think was it as rickety?
It wasn't.
It wasn't as rickety.
It wasn't.
Like Disney or Matterhorn is like
Matterhorn,
but it was the
old.
same. It was the same type of cars, and it was the same. Like it doesn't, because Matterhorn doesn't really go that fast.
No, it doesn't
at all. Mm-hmm. It feels faster at night sometimes, just because when you're going like around the edges, when you're outside, you feel like you're gonna like fly off and die. But it's really not that fast. And I remember that with Space Mountain and Disney World being like, we're not actually going that fast here.
No, no. But yeah, it's like an updated version of Matterhorn, and yeah.
Yeah,
I have to agree on that because, in the words of our youngest son, what was that?
And he had never been on Space Mountain in Disneyland yet, had he? Or had he?
No, he had.
Hadn't he?
I think he had. And so he was expecting it to be like that. He was expecting some bigger drops, and he was like, "What was that?" And he threw a fit when it was over. Not because he didn't want to get off. No, because he was disappointed in the ride.
Yeah, he had a lot of disappointment.
Oh man, so that's a good one. I have to agree on that one. All right. This one, traveling with a large group is not a good idea. I think it depends on the group that you're with.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do it every time.
No.
Like when we did it this last time, then we stayed the longest. So we had a big group for 2 days, and then we had a day and a half where it was just us and our kids. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely like, we're like, oh, this is kind of nice because we can just go at our own pace and like didn't have to ask what everyone wanted to do. And, but I also like the boys loved it. They loved having the friends with us.
Yeah.
It was really exciting for them. So
I mean, the group that we were with, they all wanted to be there. We all wanted to be there together.
We weren't like, well, kind of forcing one person.
But for the most part, everyone that was there loves going to Disneyland, loves going to those parks, and they hadn't been in a while, so they were excited.
Yeah.
If you get a big group and there's people who are like, why am I here? This is for kids. Then it was a bit of a downer for everybody.
If you're like trying to get all your family to go and you have some people that don't like Disney but are just there because they have to be on a family vacation, then that wouldn't be super fun. And we didn't split up that much. And it wasn't really a problem with rides. Like we filled up an entire boat of Small World. We filled up a boat on Pirates, I believe.
Yeah.
we didn't try to do any like sit down dining.
No.
We did all quick service.
Yeah.
But then there was a few times, like the second day, I think for dinner, we all kind of split up. We all kind of wanted to do different things. So we all split up for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it just has to like be flexible. But if that person doesn't like big groups, then all right. But I think you can do it and it'd be fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I wouldn't want to do it for every trip.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's like once a year type thing or even longer.
Unless you only go once a year and then every few years.
This next one's a Disney World. And I feel like we probably can't comment on this one as much, but we'll go with it. Skyliner over monorail.
Oh yeah, because we didn't do monorail there.
We didn't do a monorail there, and
we've done
monorail is bigger and longer over there than it is in Disneyland.
Because we've done monorail in Disneyland a bunch,
but that's the only like in-park transportation that they have there at Disneyland. So
where does the monorail? I mean, I know like the monorail goes through like the Contemporary there.
Yeah, I believe it only goes through Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
Does it go to Epcot? Does it go all the way down to Epcot?
It goes all the way to Epcot because when you walk to Epcot,
oh, that's right.
There's the monorail station right there.
That's right. Yeah, so I can't speak to that, but I did love the Skyliner.
Skyliner was awesome.
Skyliner's nice because you can get your own gondola. Is that what they call them? And it was super easy. You don't have, unless you have a double stroller. Because single stroller, you didn't have to collapse, right?
No, we could keep it. That was nice
So
because
that's
monorail.
so nice. You have to collapse. At least in Disneyland, you have to collapse it. I'm assuming
always
you have
a pain.
to. Yeah, I'm assuming you have to collapse it in Disney World too. So yeah, I love the Skyliner. I'm excited to go on it again. That's one of my stipulations was wherever we stay when we go, I want the resort to be on the Skyliner.
Yeah.
Stops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. This next one's a Disney movie.
Oh, okay.
Unpopular take. I really don't like the character of Stitch. I don't get why he has such a huge fan following.
Oh. I like Stitch. I'm not like a huge fan. I mean, I know what they're talking about as far as that. People like I would never have a Loungefly backpack of Stitch.
Yeah.
I do have a stuffed Stitch that I got when the movie came out and I was a teenager and someone got it for me. So, but I think I still have it.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere
in the kids' room. Yeah. So I like Stitch. I do. I think there are some lines that still make me like crack up, and like the way he says it like cracks me. Okay. Like, talk. I know you can. Okay.
It just reminds me. The movie reminds me of our honeymoon because we went to Hawaii.
Because we watched Lilo and Stitch.
Because we watched it all the
time.
time. But no, we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon and we listened to the soundtrack.
We didn't listen to the soundtrack.
You made a mix.
I had made a mix.
Yeah.
And
back when we made mixes on CDs.
Yes. And I had put the Hawaiian roller coaster ride song on there.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
Yeah. We didn't listen to the Lilo and soundtrack Stitch. The Lilo and Stitch soundtrack. The Lilo and soundtrack Stitch. The Lilo and Stitch soundtrack. I put a song from there on the mix that I made for our honeymoon. But yeah, all right. I have a similar character one. I think other people agree with this. I've seen other people agree with this, but I'll wait and see.
All right. So this is our last one.
Oh, okay.
And we can't comment on this because we haven't had this. So this is a food hot take.
Oh, okay.
The lobster nachos at Lamplight Lounge are terrible.
Oh.
Reminds me of cat food.
Oh. Well, thank you. Well,
We don't
see. Here's
eat-
the thing.
we don't
I
eat-
don't like seafood.
We don't eat seafood.
I don't like any seafood that I can think of. And anytime someone says, oh no, try this. It's not a fishy fish. It's always like, oh my gosh, it's so fishy. Like, I don't like fish. So the last time we ate there was like a year and a half ago. And, I saw that and I was like, can I get it without the lobster? 'Cause
People
I
get
don't-
get it substituted without lobster all the time. I've seen that. You can't.
So
you
what
can get it
is
with
it?
like chicken.
If you're
or,
listening, whoever you are, is it the lobster that tastes like cat food, or is it just other things on there? Because like, should I try it?
or
Because here's
does
the
it
thing with
look like?
lamplight.
Or does it look like cat food?
Well, they said taste.
Is it? No, it reminds me.
reminds
It
me.
reminds me of cat food.
Reminds me of cat food. Because here's the thing: before the shutdown, before it closed, they had a ratatouille there that was so stinking good. So good. After the parks reopened and we went, the menu was different and there was nothing I wanted.
Yeah.
Because when we went, I just didn't feel like a burger. So I got like the Impossible Burger because I had never had one. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't think I liked it. Yours was good. But anyways, I was like, oh, maybe I would. I'm not a huge nacho person, but I like nachos. It's just never like my go-to at a restaurant. But it definitely wasn't because of the lobster, because I don't like seafood. So would it be better without the lobster? My question is to you out there.
Yeah, I know it's a popular thing. People always say, get the lobster nachos.
I've seen-
and if you don't like
yeah.
lobster, then substitute it with chicken or whatever.
So what is it about it? Do you think, you who said this? I'm curious because I've been looking at, we looked at the menu last time we were there and we're hoping to get into, we're hoping to get in there for brunch because we've been wanting to do that for years. But if we don't, and it's just lunch or dinner, like, would it be better without lobster or is there something else in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So those are
Thank you.
some unpopular opinions, Disney opinions from some of our followers. So thank you for reaching out. Thanks for sharing your hot takes with us.
yeah. And
Some of
if
those are pretty good.
more come in, we'll share them on Instagram. And
So you had some, you said.
well, yeah. So the first one I'm just thinking of that's mild
Yeah.
is character.
Okay.
I don't like Jessie.
Yeah.
I don't mind her in Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Really. I don't like love her, but I'm not like, she's in Toy Story 3 and 4. She's like barely in 4, right? But Toy Story 3, she's like whiny and a little obsessed with Woody. Like, hello, Buzz. Like, he's right there, like wooing you, and all you care about is Woody. And Woody's like, okay. Like, calm the heck down. Like, yeah, I just, I've never been a fan of Jessie, but I've seen other people say like, yeah, Jessie's annoying. But, so that was like the character one I thought of.
Okay. What's the next one? You're hesitating.
They should not bring Halloween into the parks on August 5th.
Yeah. No, that's pretty ridiculous.
Like,
It's
it's
pretty
not
ridiculous.
even, I know today's not the 5th, but like the other day, a couple days ago, was in Disney World, the first Halloween party thing. And it's school hasn't even, well, some school has started now, but like some schools haven't even started yet. It is summer. Let it be summer. And I like fall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Halloween. I like fall. But either way, I'm just like, let it be summer.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's not, let it be summer. And I just, it just irritates me. And I know people are like so excited and they're like bring on the sweaters and the pumpkin spice latte. Here's another hot take, nothing to do with Disney. I do not like the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I love pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin pie. And I like pumpkin flavored things. I like chai, which has a kind of pumpkin pie-y undertone to it. Now, if you add the pumpkin spice to your iced chai, there you go. It's like drinking pumpkin pie.
Isn't that called like the Cinderella drink or something?
That has the Cinderella drink, which is the happiest teas on earth, like created it.
Something like that, yeah.
Has espresso in it.
Okay.
I love coffee. I love espresso. I don't like espresso with pumpkin. I have not, and I'll try it every once in a while because I love pumpkin.
Yeah.
I don't like that combo. But also, if you get an iced chai with the pumpkin cream cold foam or whatever it's called, oh gosh, I forgot about this drink because I've discovered it last year on Instagram, and I think it was We Know Disney, which now they just changed their username. Did you see this? We Know Disney. They changed it to Best Friends and Beyond or something.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to look. But anyways, they posted this. It's like an iced chai with caramel drizzle and the pumpkin cold foam or cream. You know, the foam that they put on the top of the drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That and then cinnamon. Sprinkle of cinnamon. I only would get it when I had like a free drink because it's like $7.50, but it's so good. But anyways, this is not about Starbucks. I was just saying I don't like the pumpkin spice latte. I love pumpkin flavored things, but I just not with coffee. Anyway, so yeah, that is my unpopular Disney opinion because people, especially it feels like Instagrammers, Disney influencers, if you will, love when they bring all the spooky things to the parks. Yeah. And I do not.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's too early. It's
I'm still swimming.
Yeah, it's
and
like
wearing sunglasses.
Well,
I wear sunglasses all year round.
I'm still wearing sunglasses,
I'm
guys.
still wearing clothes, you guys. It's not fall yet. I still have clothes on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Put your clothes back on, please.
Oh man, it's fall now.
Get to your clothes off. Yeah. I guess for me,
what's your unpopular?
I've said this multiple times.
Are you going to talk about Space Mountain again?
No, we've already touched on Space Mountain. Test Track is extremely overrated. I'm not a fan. I mean, I guess if I went on it now, I knew what to expect. I was expecting more.
Yes. That's where I feel bad saying harping on this.
Yeah.
Because we've only been on it once. And while it was a disappointment at the time, we were expecting something so much more.
Yeah.
Like you just said. So when we get to go, because we're going to go, I want to try it again, knowing more what to expect and see what we think about it.
Yeah.
That has to do with a lot of things at Disney World that I want to do that again because I wasn't crazy about it, but I feel like it would be fun. But yeah.
But it's like, you're used to Radiator Springs racers and you're used to racing another car. And so you're like, okay, we've done all the tests. We've done all the, our cars stacked up to the, how we designed it and how it's doing well. And now we come to the part where you go super fast and you just go around one turn in a straightaway and that's it. And you're like,
it felt very short. I'm curious to know how long you race on racers and how long you go fast. I have it recorded.
It's like a minute and a half.
That you're going fast on racers?
Pretty sure. Maybe 2 minutes. It's not very long.
Well, no, I was saying that's longer because then I would think. Because then when the time that you're going fast on Test Track is for what, like 40 seconds?
Something like that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I don't know. And I've only been on it once, but then it stopped and then it was over. And I was kind of like, oh wait, we're not going to go fast longer. Like I felt like there was this build up. And now if we would have gone at that speed, like around the entire track, like around a full oval.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Mm-hmm. But I just remember it ending and wondering because it had started to rain, which they don't do it in the rain. Oh, yeah. And I had started to wonder, is it because the rain? Oh, is this not finishing? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, that's it.
No, that's the ride.
So, yeah.
All right. I have one more.
Okay.
Now, this one's going to touch a nerve with a lot of people.
Oh, no.
I like Genie Plus.
Thank you for tuning into our last episode of the Dreaming of Disney podcast.
I don't like how expensive it is, but...
You have never said this to me, and there's a reason.
I know. I think it's worth the money.
Ugh. I've had to go get a second job to support our Genie Plus addiction when we go.
When we last went to Disneyland, it was $30 per person, which is...
You did not tell me that.
There's a reason. That's ridiculous. I'll say that. The price is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
But I think it is necessary.
Okay, we'll finish your that. Okay, finish.
When your plan is to get the most out of the park in a day, it is a necessary evil.
It is evil.
But I like being able to look at something and be able to be like, I want to skip the line on this. I want to skip the line on that. And be able to pick and choose what I want. To some extent, the time. I know you can't really pick the time, but if you do it right, you can.
Okay, but that was Fast Pass.
Fast Pass, though, was a little bit more random. Like you couldn't look at your phone and be like, oh, Space Mountain, we can get a Genie Plus or a Fast Pass.
No, you had to move your body and walk over to Space Mountain and get a Fast Pass ticket.
I know, but when they came out with Max Pass, I love that you could use your phone and not have to walk all the way over to the other side of the park to go get a Fast Pass. Okay,
I did like that. And then you could do it you could be in a different park. You could get a Max Pass, Fast Pass. You could get a Fast Pass on Max Pass. For California,
there were so many times where we had to walk to the other side of the park, or even had to walk from Disneyland to California Adventure.
That was for World of Color,
but still.
Okay, but what's the difference now with us not being able to systematically plan out? Like now, we're bouncing all over the park.
Yeah.
Because we're at Space Mountain. Oh, hey, look, if we're trying to churn them, there's a Genie Plus selection for Indiana Jones right now. Okay, let's get it because it's, the return time's right now. Indiana Jones, that was a bad example because that never happens. But Big Thunder, so we're bouncing over there. Oh, no, look, there's one for Autopia. Oh, let's go. So you were just in Tomorrowland. Now you're going to Frontierland. Now you're going back to Tomorrowland. Where before you could be like, hey, let's go ride Buzz. Oh, first let's walk over to Space Mountain and get a Fast Pass. Mm-hmm. And okay, the Fast Pass isn't for another hour or two. It usually wasn't too far out. Mm-hmm. The parks weren't as busy then, but it was in an hour or two. Okay, let's go to Buzz. Let's do the Rockets. Let's do, let's get a snack. Oh, now it's our return time. You weren't ping-ponging all over the park.
No, I get that.
And now I feel like we are going all over the park. I mean, we're getting our steps in real quick, but it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's really exhausting.
No,
and you can't just move along. That's when we were talking about last week, I think, or was it on Instagram? Where we were talking about if you go right or left Was that on the podcast? It was.
I don't remember.
Because I said something on Instagram about asking if you in Epcot if you start with Canada or Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can't remember if we were just having this conversation or if it was on the podcast.
I think we were having a conversation. It wasn't on the podcast.
But we were talking about how we used to always go to Tomorrowland first.
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't because we base it off of Genie Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have early entry, we'll still kind of like, obviously we'll go to Tomorrowland or Fantasyland because that's what's open for early entry. But we're all over the place now, which I don't necessarily think, I'm like, oh, it's kind of nice not to do the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the point in getting it if you don't go often and you want to get the most out, like you said.
Yeah.
And you have the goal of riding a lot of rides, then yeah, I think if that is your goal, you won't reach that goal if you don't get it.
Yeah.
You won't. There's things you can do to help. Like we've talked about rope dropping Fantasyland and even rope dropping Tomorrowland and not going to the bigger rides like Rise and things like that. And you can knock out a bunch of Fantasyland rides in the first hour, things like that you can do. And then you'd have more time in the afternoon to wait an hour for Space Mountain and wait an hour for Matterhorn because you already knocked out all those smaller rides. Like you can, but like, yeah, if you have little kids that aren't going to want to wait an hour in line and you're trying to entertain them and they're whining and they have to go to the bathroom and yeah, it's much easier to have Genie Plus and get to go through the lining lane. Do we use it? Yes. Is it nice when you use it? Yes. I am still opposed to it on principle. Apparently, I just don't stick to my principles. Because I get it.
Like I said, it's a necessary evil. If you want to have, there's a few times where we got multiple days, but like our last trip, we only got out one day because we had certain things that we wanted to get done. And so to be able to get those things done, we had to buy it. But it's like, I agree on the ping ponging. I agree on how it's ridiculous that we have to pay for it because we didn't have to pay for it in the past with Fast Pass. But I like the convenience. I like the technology aspect of it. I like to be able to go on my phone and just pick what I want to do.
Now, would you like it if they had like what they had in Disney World where you can like plan it? You can pick... It's complicated. It's not just like, oh, you just plan your day and you pick your lightning lanes for the day. It's like you each get 3 choices. And then like I saw some post about it and I was like, oh, that was so confusing.
That was,
or it wasn't a post. It was like was it their blog? Just about
like
how you can pick ahead of time. Cause
advanced ones.
But like it's only a certain number and there's different tiers of rides. So you can choose like tier 1, you can choose like 2 tier 1 rides, and then you can choose a tier 2 ride.
Well,
like
I think they just started bringing that back because that's how it used to be with Fast Pass Plus is what they call it.
It's just so confusing to me because we never had anything like that out here. So I'm just like, what? It feels complicated. And I've never liked the idea of totally planning out my day. Like I kind of wanted to be like, oh, I feel like doing this now. But I don't know. Because I don't
really understand it. So I can't really give my opinion on it. But I like using it.
You like it.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. And
a lot of people do. If you work it into the cost.
Yeah. I mean,
it's always going back to the thing where it's just like, it used to be free.
Yeah. No, I know. That's frustrating.
And I feel like if it was still free, most of the critics of it wouldn't really be critical of it because it'd be free. So they wouldn't care.
I mean,
it's the fact that it's so
was
stinking expensive.
It was the paper ticket version that was free. Once they came out with Max Pass, where you
yes, but it was $15.
Yeah, it was only it started out $10.
Yeah, and they upped it to $15.
I remember we were upset when they upped it to $15.
Yeah,
and now it's $30
per person.
$30 during the summer.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and they need to have a family.
A family pack. So
after you buy 2, then the next ones are discounted or something, or maybe even 3. But come on, and then once Georgia is, 3, 4, 3, she's small. But seriously, I paid $30 for my 3-year-old for Fast Pass for the day or Lightning Lane. It should be and I get she's a seat, whether you're 38 or 2, or not 2, 7, 5, whatever.
3.
I'm just saying ages, okay?
No, I know.
It's a seat. But money, hungry, greedy.
Now I made you upset.
Mad now.
I know. I'm sorry.
Get some ice cream.
I think we should stop it while we're ahead. So if you have a hot take that we didn't talk about and you want to share it with us, send it to us on Instagram. You see our story on there. Send us answer a question.
I'm bored now.
she's done with this. Or if that story's gone, DM us.
What?
DM us. Direct.
It sounded like you said DMS.
DMS.
DM.
Direct message us.
Yeah,
on
let
Instagram.
us know.
You can find us on Instagram at dreaming.of.disney.podcast. And leave us a review too, on Apple Podcasts.
Please.
You can leave us a review. You can leave us 5 stars. And then also on Spotify.
You can leave us 4.
No,
we'd appreciate the 5, but
if you feel like you
we
need
don't want
leave
to tell you what to do.
No. Spotify, you can leave stars. You can't leave a review, but you can leave us those stars. We appreciate it. Helps other people find us.
Oh.
What?
There will not be an episode next week.
That's right. We're taking the week off next week.
Looking ahead of the week, we're like, you know what? It's not going to happen. So there won't be an episode next week.
Because you know why?
But you know what? You'll be okay. You'll miss us. Just go back and listen to an old one, and it'll be like new.
We have 61 past episodes to listen to, so that could,
you'll be fine.
Last you a few days.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, but because we will be, hopefully, if nothing else happens.
Kids are the worst.
We might have a sick kid. Hope not.
Don't say that on the podcast. Then people we don't want to know will know if they listen.
Our babysitter better not be listening to this right now.
She's fine. She's totally fine. Everyone's healthy.
She's totally fine. Everyone's healthy. We're all good. We got some sniffles today. So hopefully in the morning she'll be all good and we'll be in Disneyland next week.
Go on our shorter anniversary trip since we had to postpone the real anniversary trip.
This one's much, say we have to. I hope not. Hopefully it's just will be postponed to the next weekend. It'd be much easier to postpone this one than if we were originally going to Disney World.
Yeah, if we were still going to Disney World next week, because we would be leaving a week from today. If we were going, we would be freaking out. Yeah.
Absolutely freaking out right
Or now I'm just irritated.
Yeah.
And just hoping that she's fine.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we appreciate all of you listening. We are the Dreaming of Disney podcast, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.